Washing my face will be late after the show. All of my friends back in LA, the places we go. I'll keep it locked away, trying to pace, taking it slow. I couldn't say I'll be okay, I wouldn't know.
Welcome to today's episode of American Dream TV, where we are in big, beautiful Big Sky, Montana.
Was it something that I said? Let them say that we're trying to feel it all over again. Thought that I could ignore it, but clearly I need you.
Hey, Ms. Laura.
Hey, PollyAnna, how are you?
Good to see you. Thanks for joining me today.
It's been a while.
I heard you were up here,
Yes, I love it. I love skiing up here.
here at Lone Mountain Ranch.
Yep.
They have been gracious to host not only us today, but you've been up skiing today, doing a little
Yep,
Nordic
I've been coming to Lone Mountain for a long time, so I always, whatever opportunity I get to come up here, I'll take it.
Great. So, if you will, Laura, you know, there are folks watching this show today that they've never skied, or they're just learning about skiing, or most importantly, they're learning about Montana
Yep.
and moving here and living here and considering that move. And I think it's really important to share such a valuable resource as part of our community here in Gallatin County, which is the Bridger Ski Foundation. If you don't mind for a moment, we share a little bit about what is the Bridger Ski Foundation and how it serves the Gallatin Valley community.
Yeah, sure. Bridger Ski Foundation, it's been around for 85 years, which is kind of hard to believe. It's our 85th anniversary this year. And it actually started out not so far from here in the Gallatin Canyon back in 1936. They put the first lift in Montana up in Gallatin Canyon. And
wow.
Bridger Ski Foundation was a club in the beginning, and it started really to run the first race 85 years ago in the canyon.
Okay.
And then from there, we've just grown and grown, and today we have over 800 kids and adults in our program. And so we're a big nonprofit umbrella organization that does a lot of things, but the primary things we do are offer ski lessons to the whole community.
Oh, great.
And the second thing we do, which you guys know, you've been such a great partner, is we groom trails all around the Gallatin Valley for community members to use for free. We have actually 7 different areas that we groom, and we see about 100,000 skier days every season. So it's a huge community resource. And the fact that we make snow around the Bozeman Hospital, people can ski, you know, consistent snow all season, and we can also have big races. So we just had a U.S. ski and snowboard junior national qualifying race there.
Oh, that's great.
Which is so cool. And then we brought in Paralympic skiers, and they can just be right downtown in Bozeman and then basically walk to the ski hill.
Great. So again, Nordic, which we've talked a little bit about.
Yep.
And then you have alpine skiing.
Yeah.
And that program mainly takes place at Bridger Bowl.
Bridger Bowl and Big Sky.
Okay.
We have races. We just had a race this last weekend, which is so much fun. So it's just a real community spirit, and I think that's what makes the Bridger Ski Foundation and Gallatin County and Bozeman and Big Sky such a special place. It's that ski community.
Right. And touching on community, how do you support the organization? I know you have different fundraisers. I know our office, our real estate office here in Engel and Volkers, we supported one of the groom trails.
Yeah.
How do other folks support the organization?
Yeah, and that's a really big deal because, as I said, we had over 800 students this year, and we try to keep our prices low so that anybody who wants to can ski. So we actually subsidize all of the lessons by 50%. So it's a lot of fundraising, and then also for the community trails. So we rely on partners, business partners like Engel and Volkers, and the city, Bridger Bowl, you know, and just private individuals that support the trails.
Touch a little bit on the ski racing.
Yeah, we do ski racing. We have races in all three disciplines. Kids don't have to race if they don't want to, but we also have kids that are trying to qualify for the Olympics. Right. We've had several of our students go on to the Olympics, and we also have coaches that are Olympic athletes.
In southwestern Montana, particularly Gallatin Valley, Big Sky and Bozeman, skiing is such an avid outdoor pursuit in the wintertime. And what's nice is for our location, we average over 300 days of sun a year.
Yeah, actually I got sunburned this weekend. I mean, it is a lot of winter, but it's also that dry, sunny, warm winter. So it's just a great way to get outside. And you know, we were just talking about the fact that all our kids seem to be so happy when winter comes, and I think a lot of places people think winter, oh, it's so long and dark. But I really think our community is the opposite. It's like this celebration of winter because so many kids get outside and it's just a part of who we are, and a little cold doesn't stop anybody.
Right, and we're in the midst of spring break right now.
We're in the midst of spring break.
So they're avid. We just had a group of school children skiing by right now as part of a lesson, and avid cross-country skiers here at Lone Mountain Ranch. They've been gracious to host us today, and thanks so much for joining us today. I really appreciate it. Thank you to Bridger Ski Foundation and all you do for the Gallatin Valley community, and I want you to go back to enjoying your salad. I'm going to see you again soon, and get out there, get on the slopes.
We'll do it. We should ski together.
Absolutely. Thanks, Laura.
See you later.
Okay. We are here in beautiful Big Sky, Montana today at the Horn and Cantle restaurant. I have my friend Colleen Wood here with me today from Hometown Lenders. Colleen is the producing branch manager of Hometown Lenders. And Colleen, you know, today is a very competitive, we have an extremely competitive real estate market.
Absolutely.
And what are the services and competitive advantage products that you bring to the market?
Absolutely. It's really, really hard right now for people to be able to get under contract on property. There's a lot of people out there trying to be in Montana and a lot of other markets too. And so we're seeing a lot of properties that are having 20, 30, even more than that offers in a very short amount of time, sometimes even on the first day. So something that your lender can offer you is to go ahead and move your file, through underwriting instead of just having an initial conversation with a lender, to go ahead and get that initial decision without being property attached on your credit file. That's almost as good as cash when you're putting in an offer and having that lender letter. It's called a pre-approval or a true approval in our office.
So as more of a layman, you know, I'm on the real estate side, you're on the lending side.
Yes.
That term pre-qualification versus pre-approval is used interchangeably, and they are very significant differences. Will you elaborate on that a little bit?
Sure. What most people are getting from a lender is a pre-qualification. So a pre-qualification is an initial application with a credit pull and a conversation with a lender. However, the lender is not the decision maker. So a pre-approval is actually short for preliminary approval. And that happens when your file has actually been reviewed by an underwriter and everything pertaining to your file, your credit, your assets, your income, source of down payment have all been verified.
I think that's really key because, as you mentioned, we have so many buyers right now competing for one property. You're going to have to do the heavy lifting.
Yes.
As a buyer. You either need to do it before you make the offer or after you have your offer accepted. You're more apt to have your offer accepted if you have that pre-approval in line prior to making that offer.
Sure.
So you're more apt to be under contract in a quicker fashion with the property that you want.
It's important who you work with. It's not just, not every lender, just like not every realtor is exactly the same. And it's important that you work with a realtor and a lender that is going to provide you with the highest level of service to help you be the most competitive in a very, very competitive market.
I think that's phenomenal, and I'm so glad that you and Hometown Lenders have this product. And thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, PollyAnna.
Patterns flickering on the floor and mellow yellow clouds in the morning. falling. Ready for the day, hear it calling. Catch your breath before you falling, falling. East side to west side, I'm coming. Going hot like a roller coaster.
Welcome to beautiful Big Sky, Montana, and a fabulous original condominium here at 1733 Heavy Runner Road here in Big Sky. We are standing literally at the base of Lone Mountain Peak, which is the iconic symbol of Big Sky, Montana. We are right near the ski resort, and just outside this condominium is a shuttle that will take you not only to the ski slopes, but to the town center as well here in Big Sky. As one of the original condominiums here in Big Sky, you get an amazing amount of square footage and just under 3,000 square feet with grand cathedral ceilings.
Real clear in the morning.
One of the many unique features of this condominium is an actual wood-burning stove. You can be sitting out on the back deck, enjoying a panoramic view of Lone Mountain Peak and listening to the crackle of wood burning in this stove. Now, follow me, if you will, into the master bedroom.
Stretching time 'cause it don't stop for you. Keep it together.
In addition to the square footage, 5 bedrooms and 4 baths, and dedicated parking garage in this condominium, there is all main level living. There's a fabulous sunroom that sits right off the master with spectacular panoramic views, once again, of Lone Mountain Peak.
East side to the west side, I'm coming.
Go get you, don't make your money. Your dreams are sweeter than honey. Girl, when you sweat, it's so stunning. These sweets of yours keep them running. Follow your heart.
Upstairs features 3 very large bedrooms and 2 full bathrooms. In addition, there's a great bonus room space for a pool table, an additional television, and right now it features a foosball table.
Just light it up. Just light it up. Make it on now. Just light it up. Light it up. Make it on now. Just light it up. Light it up. Make it on now.
In addition to the spectacular views off the second deck overlooking Lone Mountain Peak is the remodeled kitchen. Just off the kitchen is a spectacular bedroom with an amazing view, again, of Lone Mountain Peak. Just as I mentioned when we were in the master suite, which has been fully remodeled, there is a secondary bedroom on the main level with panoramic 180-degree views of Lone Mountain Peak and the ski hill just outside. It would be tough to leave this room, and I have to say, I think this one's my favorite.
My next door neighbors having fits. We pulled the shades down, drowned out the siren sounds. Come on in, there's some freedom going down. I'm telling you a bad news, we got the day blues. Let's put the records on, ain't going home till the weary hours come the rest of my bones. Let's keep it going now, ain't going home, there's some moonlight left. We won't rest till the weary hours. Until the weary hours. Until the weary hours. Until the weary
Hey!
Thank you for coming by Big Sky.
Hey, thanks for having us today.
yeah.
Appreciate it. Let's have a seat. Well, thanks for having me today. I really appreciate it. I always love coming up to Big Sky, and I know I don't do it enough. So thanks for having us. You know, Stacy, I really admire the fact you've been in Big Sky for quite some time.
28 years.
Holy cow. You and Eric have been here, you've raised a family, and you've really seen this town grow and change. What brought you and Eric here to Big Sky?
He just really wanted to have a lifestyle change and be out of the New York metropolitan area and raise our kids in a more outdoorsy environment, which of course Big Sky is and certainly was at the time, back in 1992.
We're sharing Big Sky with the world right now. People that may have been here, who want to come here, who've never heard of it, and may come in the next year. Your perspective really has to have changed over 28 years. And what are the biggest changes, the biggest positive changes that you've seen here in Big Sky?
Well, the biggest changes are the development here in the area. It used to be that families who came to Big Sky were mostly from Chicago, Minnesota, Michigan. They could drive here, or maybe there was a direct flight here. Now with the opening of the airport, more direct flights from LA, San Francisco, Dallas, New York, New Jersey. People who skied elsewhere are making the effort to try Big Sky. And in trying Big Sky, they found that it's really not like any other place.
Turning that to real estate a little bit, we have, Big Sky's got a variety of offerings at all different price points. What types of products can people hope to find here in the Big Sky market?
Well, we have land, we have single family lots, larger tracts like 20-acre tracts. We have homes, single family homes, condominiums, townhomes. And then we, of course, have the club options, and we have 3 different clubs here. So Yellowstone Club, Spanish Peaks Mountain Club, and Moonlight Basin.
You can live here year-round.
You can live here, you can literally live here year-round.
Because with the great schools and the proximity to places like Yellowstone National Park, and you're roughly 50 minutes from Bozeman, and an hour or so from the airport, and being the busiest airport in the state, Bozeman's got close to about 26 direct flights now. So it makes that accessibility so much easier.
It does, and I think people appreciate the charm too of Bozeman. A lot of people are coming from bigger metropolitan areas, and in scaling back lifestyle, Bozeman has all they need.
Relative to other mountain resorts in the Intermountain West, that many of them started off as old mining towns. Big Sky's relatively new. It really started roughly in the 1970s. And with that, I'm going to presume, comes a certain newness to moving to, though it is the biggest skiing in America, acreage-wise, the town itself is going through a lot of change, a lot of redevelopment, new development to help service those buyers, that folks that want to come live here.
Right. People are willing to live without that, because none of those resorts have what Big Sky's Lone Mountain has to offer.
Exactly.
There is no mountain that could offer the skiing experience that we can offer here.
So Stacy, things have changed in the world of work and play and school, and I know we see it in the Bozeman market. There are more and more people that are moving from metropolitan areas to come live a more rural lifestyle. They want to get back to nature. They want to experience something different. And again, seeing it in Bozeman, are you seeing the same thing here in Big Sky?
We are. We've had a number of owners, people who've owned property or who might like to own property here, take this opportunity we've had in the last year to address their lifestyle, or to use the events that have happened over the last year as an excuse to change their lifestyle. Maybe they really wanted to step away from that job they didn't like in New York, or the commute that they were making into New York, or San Francisco, or Dallas, and this is an opportunity to say, hey, let's give it a whirl.
Stacy, with the lifestyle change and more people looking at Montana, there's a great saying that all of us here in Montana know, and that we call Montana the last best place. And you've got a great saying that I also like, which is,
oh, people come for the winter and stay for the summer.
Exactly.
I live for the summer. That's my favorite time of year.
Let's talk a little bit about summer activities in Big Sky.
Well, Big Sky has zip lining and mountain biking, fly fishing on the Gallatin River. You have access to Yellowstone National Park, and of course hiking. Big Sky has a farmer's market every Wednesday, music every Thursday. The PBR Rodeo is here for 4 days in July. Warren Miller has a concert series all summer long. So I think there's plenty to do.
Summer in Montana is just, it's really indescribable. And this place is really just as busy in the summertime as it is in the wintertime.
We are busy in the summertime, just especially in this last year where people just really were trying to escape elsewhere
Yeah.
and came out here, and some never left.
It is the great escape. Stacy, thank you so much for letting me come by today. Let me visit the office and sit down and pick your brain about, the past, present, and future of Big Sky. I really appreciate your time and your professionalism.
Oh, thank you for coming, PollyAnna, and come back more often.
You got it. I will. Thank you for joining us today in this latest episode of American Dream TV, and thank you for visiting Big Sky, Montana. We look forward to seeing you in a future episode.
'Cause you're calling me high.